In our department, Jenna Miller was the undisputed queen. It wasn't just that she had a body that could stop traffic. Her face was a work of art, and I was willing to burn down the whole world to get a piece of it. I'd set the perfect trap. A second later, just as I'd planned, she pushed open the door to our private lounge, her voice a silky purr. Room for one more? I knew she was up to something, but I smiled and waved her in anyway. What can I say? I had an itch only she could scratch. Looks like the party's over out there, Jenna said, all calculated charm. What are you guys still doing here? My eyes drifted over her. Waiting for you. For me? She swept a lock of blonde hair from her face, feigning confusion. I let my gaze linger on her chest for a fraction of a second too long. Just kidding. The guys want to play a few rounds of something, and I had some work stuff to go over. Her interest was piqued. What kind of game? Can I play? That was my cue. I pulled her down onto the leather couch next to me. Welcome aboard. We wouldn't dream of saying no. Jenna was a knockout, no question. She had this innocent, butter wouldn't melt in her mouth look that made you want to do very, very bad things. So, her inviting herself in, I wasn't about to refuse, even though I knew she had an angle. Caleb, you've had a little too much to drink, haven't you? She murmured, shifting slightly away from me. It was clear she didn't appreciate me getting handsy. I looked at her, a half smile on my face. Have I? Maybe. She saw the predatory glint in my eyes and wisely changed the subject. So what are we playing? As the rest of my team looked to me, a wicked little plan bloomed in my mind. A grin spread across my face. Since our queen has graced us with her presence, how about an icebreaker? Dirty poker, anyone? I suggested. Jenna paused, then leaned in, putting on a breathy baby voice. Are there forfeits? Absolutely, I said, leaning closer to her. What's the point without them? She instinctively crossed her arms over her chest. What kind of forfeits? Her defensiveness was palpable, but I didn't care. I love the slow burn of a good hunt. Ask Leo. He's the master of ceremonies. Leo caught my signal immediately. Simple. Take a shot of tequila or kiss someone. Your choice. Jenna's eyes widened. A kiss. You guys really go hard, huh? It's just for fun. Makes things interesting, Leo said. Jenna, if you're not cool with it. Before he could finish, she cut him off. Don't be silly. You think I can hang? Her words were music to my ears. I've been wanting this for months, and tonight, the stars were finally aligning. If I lost, I'd skip the tequila and go straight for the kiss. If she lost and didn't want the shot, she'd have to kiss me. Either way, I won. The thought made me want to laugh out loud. The game started. Leo dealt the cards, explaining the rules as he went. Even so, Jenna seemed completely lost. Despite Leo's clear instructions, she acted like she had no idea what was going on, losing the first two hands in a row. I couldn't tell if she was playing dumb or genuinely clueless, and frankly, I didn't care. All that mattered was her next move. The first time, she took the easy way out and down 2 shots. But the second hand involved 3 of a kind, which meant the penalty was doubled. 4 shots. Honestly, I hoped she'd drink. A drunk woman is a vulnerable woman. An opportunity. But my words didn't match my thoughts. Whoa, that's a little rough, I said, putting on a show of concern. Jenna's a lady. How about I take those for her? Leo immediately shot me down. No way, Caleb. Rules are rules. You can't just break them. Rules are made to be broken. For shots of tequila? She can't handle that. I'll do it. For some reason, my chivalry didn't land. You don't have to, Jenna said, her voice tight. I'll drink them. I watch her closely. She clearly wasn't a big drinker. After she slammed back the shots, a crimson flush spread across her cheeks. Under the dim lounge lighting, it gave her a seductive glow. Yeah, I like that glow. The game went on. In the next few rounds, Jenna seemed to get the hang of it and stopped losing. That wasn't good for me. My objective was simple, and her winning wasn't part of it. It was time for a new strategy. I looked at my hand, then glanced at Jenna. Her calm expression told me she had good cards. Time to play dirty. Sorry, guys. I'm swapping my card. Jenna, thinking I'd forgotten the rules, chimed in helpfully. You know you have to take a penalty shot if you do that, right? Still want to. I used a moment to sweep my gaze over her again. God, that figure of hers could make a saint sin. Gotta do it. I'm not looking to lose. She caught my look and quickly turned away. I could see the disgust in her eyes, but it didn't bother me. Dominating a woman who wants you is boring. Bending one who hates you to your will? That's a thrill. I'd wanted her for too long. Tonight, she was mine. After taking my penalty shot, I saw my new card was a king of hearts. Pretty good. I picked up my glass again. Damn, bad luck. I'm swapping again. Jenna looked like she'd figured me out. Her face a mask of fury. My second swap got me a 2 of spades. Perfect. Let's see him. As expected, I had the lowest card. I had lost. On purpose. To make things even better, 2 other players had 3 of a kind, which meant my penalty was astronomical. I'd have to drink half the bottle. I started playing the victim. Whoa, no way I can drink all that. I'm gonna have to choose the kiss. Jenna shot up from her seat. Are you kidding me? You're a grown man. You can't handle a few drinks. I already took 2 penalty shots. Any more, and you'll be calling an ambulance. I'll take my chances with the kiss. That's not fair, she protested as I moved toward her, her cheeks turning an even deeper shade of red. The redder they got, the more turned on I was. I'll admit it, I wanted Jenna, and I'd wanted her for a long time. Until now, we were just colleagues, a manager and his subordinate. Tonight, that was going to change. Leo, seeing me hesitate, started egging me on. Come on, boss. We're all waiting. Jenna was still fuming, her eyes full of contempt. He did it on purpose. He kept swapping for a worse card. I held up my hands in mock surrender. It's a game of chance. I thought someone else might try to cheat too, but you all played it straight. She didn't believe a word of it. Just make your excuses. I didn't care if she believed me or not. To get what you want, sometimes you have to play dirty. Whatever you say, I lost. And with that, I seized a moment, leaning in and kissing her, fast, hard, and precise. She didn't even have time to react. Caleb, amid the whoops and hollers from my team, I pulled back, ignoring her outrage, and waved my hand. Again. For the next few rounds, I let others win, biding my time until I was dealt the joker. The perfect opportunity. A joker could be any card I wanted. Jenna, now wary of me, watched my every move. Seeing that I wasn't swapping cards, she assumed I had a good hand. I'm swapping with the deck, she announced. After she drew her new card, her silence told me she was in a good position. That wouldn't do. It went against my entire plan. Without a word, I took 2 more penalty shots. I'm swapping with the deck, too. Jenna looked like she was about to explode. Caleb, are you insane? I gave her a wicked grin. It's all about the thrill. You swapping again? Cost you a drink. Forcing her to drink was, in its own way, helping my cause. One way or another, I was taking her home tonight. She was trapped. Any move she made cost her more shots. After a moment of indecision, she threw her hands up. Fine, let's see the cards. I can't be that unlucky. Oh, but she could be. When the cards were revealed, not only was her hand the worst, but 2 other players had 3 of a kind again. And with my joker, that made 3 sets of 3 of a kind on the table. She had lost spectacularly. Damn, Jenna, that's rough, Leo whistled. A slow smile spread across my face as I looked at her. Looks like you'll have to drink from the bottle. Unless you prefer the kiss. I wouldn't be opposed, ha ha ha. No way, that's impossible. You cheated, she sputtered, completely stunned by her bad luck. It's all about the thrill, Leo chimed in with a sly grin, ready for the show. Jenna, humiliated and furious, stood up. She picked up the tequila bottle, weighed it in her hand, then set it back down. Fine, it's just a kiss. I can handle it. For some reason, my heart started to pound. She crooked a finger at me. Come on. Seeing the flush on her cheeks, a fire ignited inside me. Jenna, are you serious? What do you think? Just a peck is fine, I said, my conscience nowhere to be found, pretending to be the good guy. But Leo jumped in again. Nope, I'm adding a rule. It's a game, but it has to be a real kiss. No half-assing it. I want to give that kid a raise. He always came through in the clutch. Jenna shot Leo a look that could kill, then turned back to me. Well, what are you waiting for? As much as I wanted it, I had to play it cool in front of everyone. Jenna, maybe we should just forget it. We don't want to give people the wrong idea. Now you think I can't handle it? She snapped. I'm all about keeping it real. She tossed her hair back, revealing the flawless lines of her face. She was breathtaking. I bit my lip and leaned toward her, the pressure mounting. The second I got close to her, a wildfire erupted in my chest. Seeing my hesitation, she grabbed my face with both hands and pressed her crimson lips against mine. I took control, kissing her back deeply. I'll admit, It was a lone move. She clearly wasn't expecting it. She shoved me away. What are you doing? That's too much. I was just playing my part. What's the problem? I wiped my mouth with the back of my hand, hiding the triumphant smirk I couldn't suppress. Realizing she'd been played, she stood up and backed away. I'm done. This is sick. I almost burst out laughing. My fault? You're the one who wanted to join. You lose, you pay. Don't you dare play innocent. You planned this. I could see how much she despised me. I didn't care. My mission was accomplished, and I felt incredible. I was ready for another round. I gestured to Leo. Deal M. Jenna didn't leave the lounge after the game ended. I knew what she was waiting for, but I decided to make her work for it. I leaned back on the couch, shut my eyes, and pretended to be drunk and sleepy. Finally, she couldn't take it anymore. She came over and nudged me. Weren't you going to talk to everyone about work? I instinctively wrapped an arm around her waist. I'm too drunk. When are you leaving? Caleb, get your hands off me. Are you always this grabby? She hissed, pushing me away before storming out of the room. I waited a beat, then got up and followed her. Outside the bar, I saw her on the curb trying to hail a ride. I stumbled over to her. What are you doing? I'll give you a ride in my Mercedes. She knew exactly what I was after. She raised her hand as if to slap me. Caleb, you need to have some self-respect. Just because you're my boss doesn't mean you can do whatever you want. Hey, relax. I haven't done anything. She looked like she was about to be sick. I can't believe you're this kind of person. I'm seriously questioning your character. I couldn't help but smile. I loved seeing her hate me, but be powerless to do anything about it. Stick around me long enough, you'll get to know the real me. We got plenty of time. You're insane, she spat, rushing toward the Uber that had just pulled up. I followed, right behind her. As soon as she got in, I opened the other door and slid in beside her. She was floored. She never expected me to be so shameless as to get into the car she'd called. Caleb, if you don't get out right now, I'm calling the police. What's the big deal? I'm just worried about you. Trying to make sure you get home safe. You're throwing my kindness back in my face. I don't need it. Get out. She was practically screaming now, shoving me with all her might. Caleb, I have had it with you. You are so dead at work tomorrow. I wasn't fazed. I blew her a kiss as I got out of the car. I'll be waiting. As her car pulled away, the cold smirk I'd been hiding finally broke free, and I let out a deep, satisfying laugh. I knew that tomorrow was the beginning. The real game was about to start, and honestly, I couldn't wait. The next morning, before I was even out of bed, Trevor created a new channel on Slack. I knew it was bad news. This guy, Trevor, was a new executive hired from outside. Though technically we were at the same level on the org chart, he always acted like he was my superior. At first, I was confused. Then I realized it was a signal. I rushed to the office, skipping my usual morning stand-up, and went straight to the conference room. When I saw Jenna was there too, I knew what this was about. She was ratting me out. Caleb, stop dragging your feet. Mr. Phillips has been waiting for you, Jenna said before I even sat down, openly reprimanding me. Amazing what having a powerful friend can do for your confidence. I gave her a lewd look. You don't want me to drag my feet, Jenna? She understood the double meaning immediately, her face turning red with rage. Mr. Phillips, do you hear him? He's harassing me right in front of you. He's completely out of control. I threw my hands up and turned to Trevor. If I had to guess, he was about to step in and defend his girl. Caleb, this is a professional environment. Watch your tone. Jenna jumped in to add another jab. Exactly. If he's this bad in the office, you can only imagine what he's like outside of it. He forced a kiss on me last night. It was disgusting. I feigned innocence. It was a game, Jenna. A game you insisted on joining. You lost. You have to own it. How is that my fault? Trevor looked at me, surprised. You guys are playing games like that at team events? I could see the envy in his eyes. A woman like Jenna? Every man wanted a piece. It was just an icebreaker. A little fun. Jenna was livid at my casual dismissal. You did it on purpose. I remained perfectly calm. You said you could hang, changing your tune so quickly. She was speechless, unable to come up with a retort. She turned to Trevor for help. Mr. Phillips, you see what he's like. I'll let you handle this. She stood up and walked out. Now all the pressure was on Trevor. He looked troubled, silent for a long moment before finally speaking. Caleb, why are you making my life difficult? Why on earth would you mess with her? I was bored. Felt like it. Is there a problem? I said, putting on a nonchalant, devil-may-care attitude. Trevor slammed his hand on the table. What kind of attitude is that? Do you have any idea who she is? She's Davis's girl. You could have picked anyone to mess with, but you had to pick her. Do you have a death wish? Of course I knew. I'd been at the company longer than him. I knew all the dirty little secrets. Don't be so dramatic. I didn't do anything to her. You're making a mountain out of a molehill. Trevor couldn't take it anymore. Caleb, you're unbelievable. You're insane. Start working on your handover documents. Pack your things and get out. If the company has to fire you for cause, it's going to be a lot worse for you. Maybe he wasn't bluffing, but I didn't like his tone. Trevor, you've been here for 5 minutes. Who gave you the authority to tell me what to do? In case you forgot, we're peers. You're an idiot. Just wait. He spat, getting up and storming out of the room, muttering under his breath. I had taken on both of them and held my own, pissing them off in the process. It felt damn good, but I knew what was coming. A corporate restructuring was imminent. Sure enough, that afternoon, the big boss sent out a company-wide email announcing personnel changes. Trevor was promoted to VP of the Innovation Division, reporting directly to Mr. Davis. Me, the current head of the Innovation Division. Not a single mention in the email. My professional instincts told me I was about to get canned. Getting fired at this point would be bad. I'd been at the company for almost a year. If I got laid off now, it would leave a huge gap on my resume and screw up my career trajectory. They must have planned this, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. I never thought Jenna was this cunning, teaming up with her sugar daddy to take me down. Fine. I was ready. Watching myself get iced out, my team members pulled into a new Slack channel without me. I felt a cocktail of emotions. A feeling of vengeance I'd never known before surged through me. I walked out of the office and went to the coffee shop downstairs. I knew Jenna was obsessed with maintaining her figure, so she only drank sugar-free beverages. She came down several times a day for a fix. Finally, she appeared. I stood up and blocked her path at the door. Well, if it isn't Mr. Director himself, she sneered, her usual fawning tone replaced with pure arrogance. Shouldn't you be working? Oh, that's right. You're about to be unemployed. Should I congratulate you? I remained calm in the face of her taunts. Don't celebrate too soon. You pull a stunt like this, aren't you afraid I'll retaliate? Jenna laughed coldly, looking at me out of the corner of her eye. Are you trying to scare me? You think I'm afraid of you? Retaliate? I'd love to hear how you plan to do that. I couldn't stand her condescending attitude. I spoke slowly and clearly. Tonight, 8 o'clock, the Crown Plaza. Caleb, are you out of your freaking mind? I could no longer contain the darkness inside me. A wicked smile spread across my lips. You should probably be on your best behavior. Otherwise, you'll regret it. And by the time you do, it'll be too late. And we're something sexy. Without giving her a chance to respond, I turned and walked away, smiling. Back at my desk, I couldn't focus on work. My mind was consumed with plotting the perfect revenge. I was lost in thought when I heard the sharp click-clack of high heels approaching. I didn't need to turn around. It was Jenna. Caleb, you're going to explain yourself right now. What the hell was that about? I put a finger to my lips. Sure, this is our little secret. We wouldn't want everyone to know, would we? It wouldn't be good for your reputation. She understood my unspoken threat. She froze for a second. You're insane. You're completely crazy. Can you just be normal for once? I didn't answer, just gave her a cryptic smile. She couldn't read me, had no idea what I was planning, and it was driving her mad. I'm asking you one last time. What do you want? To avoid her secretly recording me, I simply made a gesture with my hand instead of speaking. Her eyes widened with fury, her face contorting in rage. Caleb, you're sick. Seriously sick. Just get out. I never want to see you again. To be honest, I kind of liked her fire. It was wild. Watching her storm away, I felt a deep sense of satisfaction. I loved having this power over her. Before, I had to hold back because of our professional relationship. Now, the gloves were off. I was done being a gentleman. It was time to let loose. Leo, sensing something was wrong, came over and gave me a look. Boss, want to go downstairs for a smoke? I nodded and followed him out. He handed me a cigarette. Boss, what's going on? Nothing, I said. I knew he was confused, but I didn't want to drag him into this. He was my subordinate, my most trusted guy. I don't believe that. What happened with Jenna after you left last night? She was practically breathing fire at you today. I still didn't say anything. You've got time to gossip? They're about to fire me. Leo choked on his smoke. What? So that's why we all got added to that new channel. I didn't even have to guess. It was Trevor's doing. Any news? Not yet. Just the new channel. I took a long drag from my cigarette. They're probably just waiting for me to be gone before they make it official. How can they do that? We just launched the project. They're throwing you under the bus. That's not right, Leo said, indignant on my behalf, even though he didn't know the whole story. I smiled. You're still young. You'll learn. A lot of companies are like this, especially the big ones. Leo sighed. So what's your plan? If you're really leaving, let me know. Wherever you go, we'll follow. I clapped him on the shoulder. His loyalty meant a lot, but I hadn't thought about my next move. First, I needed to take care of Jenna. Everything else could wait. Before I could even finish my cigarette, I got a Slack message from Sarah. She was the head of HR, a company veteran, and one of Mr. Davis's most trusted lieutenants. She was the one who'd handled my recruitment. When HR calls you in for a chat, it's usually not good news. I knew this was coming, but I didn't expect it to happen so fast. I thought there would at least be a process. It seemed like they wanted to cut me loose as quickly as possible. I needed to speed on my revenge plan. When I met Sarah, she handed me a can of Coke. How have you been lately? Everything okay? She asked with practiced concern. The classic HR soft open. I didn't want to waste time. You're the one calling me in. How okay can I be? She put on her professional smile. I heard you were thinking of leaving. Why the sudden change? I couldn't tell if she was playing dumb or was genuinely out of the loop. It didn't matter. She wasn't my target. I don't want to leave, but someone wants me gone. What can I do? You should talk to Trevor. Maybe you can transfer to a different department. It all clicked. They brought in a new VP just to replace me. No wonder Trevor always acted like he was my boss. All right, I'll think about it. But I knew I needed to talk to someone. And it wasn't Trevor. It was Davis. I sent him a message on Slack first. Mr. Davis, are you busy? I like to chat. He replied almost instantly. I'm in back-to-back meetings. Got a project debrief right now. Okay, I can wait until you're free. His next message was a clear dismissal. If it's important, talk to Trevor. I'm slam. Just like that, he brushed me off. When the company was trying to recruit me to build their new division, he called me brother. Now, we were practically strangers. There's no loyalty in the corporate world, only profit. I didn't care. I needed to talk to him, and that pencil pusher Trevor wasn't going to cut it. I waited until I saw Davis coming out of a conference room and blocked his path. He knew why I was there and gestured for us to go to the break area. As soon as we sat down, I cut to the chase. Mr. Davis, Sarah just had a chat with me. I'm getting the feeling I'm being managed out. He sighed, his face serious. Caleb, you took things too far. What do you mean? I asked, playing dumb. Jenna came to me this morning. She said you took advantage of her at the team event last night and have been harassing her ever since. This puts me in a very difficult position. I had to stop myself from laughing. Women really know how to exaggerate. That's ridiculous. We were playing a game. She insisted on joining. How is it my fault that she lost? Davis clearly wasn't interested in my side of the story. Look, it was unprofessional. She's your colleague. You crossed the line. You acted like a thug. I knew then that I was screwed. He wasn't even pretending to be impartial. He'd already made up his mind. Mr. Davis, I work for you too. Why are you so biased towards her? You have the nerve to ask me that? Don't you know she's my person? You mess with my people, you'd better take a good long look in the mirror first. His harsh words hit me. Your person? What's your relationship? Davis's face changed. He clearly hadn't expected me to be so blunt. What's wrong with you? I never realized you were this kind of person. I was speechless. Mr. Davis, I'm trying to have a calm conversation with you. Why are you getting so worked up? Listen to the things you're saying. I'm starting to think you have zero emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence doesn't matter. I just want to know why, as your employee, you're not protecting me. He glared at me, his voice sharp with anger. Your performance is subpar, your character is questionable, and as a department head, you're openly preying on your subordinates. You should be grateful she didn't call the cops on you. His words hit me like a ton of bricks. He was basically convicting me. Any further explanation would be a waste of breath. Okay, I know what I need to do. Good. I have another meeting. As he hurried away, I couldn't help but smile. He had no idea what I was about to do. He probably thought I was just going to quietly hand over my work and leave. He really didn't know me at all. It was time for the company's afternoon coffee break. Before I could even get up, a swarm of women from the office descended on the kitchen. I spotted Jenna immediately. She was wearing a white blouse and a black skirt, her hips swaying as she walked. She stood out in the crowd. I couldn't understand how such a beautiful woman could be so venomous. Women like her are vindictive, sharp-tongued, and calculating. They'll use any means necessary to destroy anyone who crosses them. Today, I'd learned that lesson firsthand. Good thing I had an ace up my sleeve. See him? That's the guy who harassed our Jenna. So gross. That one right there. Talk about a toad trying to eat swan meat. I heard the company already fired him. A department head, too. What a waste. There are all kind of creeps out there. Better stay away from dogs like him. He probably thought his fancy title gave him a free pass. What an idiot. He really thought he could treat Jenna like just another subordinate. I can't even ha-ha. He probably thinks he's so charming. He's just a creep. Their whispers were just loud enough for me to hear. Any other man would have probably crumbled under the gossip. But not me. I smiled, and when I went to get my coffee, I even gave them a little wave. They were stunned. In front of everyone, I walked over to Jenna, a cup of coffee in my hand, and stood right in front of her, giving her my most wicked look. From the shock in her eyes, I could tell she thought I'd completely lost my mind. After all, this was the office. What she couldn't figure out was why I was acting this way. I loved it. She had no idea what I was really up to, while I held all her secrets. The feeling was intoxicating. Before I could even finish my coffee, I got a message from HR kindly suggesting I use my remaining vacation days, claiming it would be a shame to waste them. What a joke. They just didn't want to pay me out. Fine. At this point, I might as well go to the hotel and play some cards. Get some rest before the main event. I checked into Crowne Plaza, booking a deluxe suite. It was a bit extravagant, but for a night with the woman I'd been dreaming of, it was worth it. Everything was set, but I had a feeling Jenna wouldn't come easily. I needed to add some fuel to the fire. Just before quitting time, I forwarded her a viral video of a woman catching her husband cheating in a parking garage. A second later, she replied, "What is this? Are you sick? See anything familiar? What are you trying to say?" I sent her a photo of the parking garage at the Domain. You should be an expert on this kind of thing. Nothing to say. She knew I was talking about her. What the hell do you want? My goal was achieved. I stopped replying, letting her stew. After a long silence from me, she messaged again. What do you mean? Say something. I left her on read. If we were at the office, she would have stormed over to my desk. But I was comfortable in my hotel room, and there was nothing she could do. Caleb, what's your deal? Are you going to die if you type a sentence? I could feel her desperation through the screen. Perfect. The more agitated she got, the calmer I needed to be. This was just the beginning. I was going to break her. I kept reading her messages, but never replying. She was probably about to explode. She sent a single fist emoji. She wanted to punch me. Too bad. I remained silent. Seeing that I still wasn't responding, she sent a crying emoji. I could picture her on the other end, completely losing it. I almost laughed out loud. This is what you call control. For the next few minutes, she just sent a string of emojis, finally ending with a bowing emoji. She was begging, but I felt no sympathy. If she really wanted to beg, she could do it in person. Finally, she broke and called me. Kayla, what are you doing? I've sent you a million messages. Why won't you answer? I could hear the panic in her voice. I laughed. I'm on vacation. I can't believe you. Where are you? I dropped all pretense of being a gentleman. I'm at a hotel. Miss me? She exploded. Go to hell. I'm asking you, what did you mean by that message on Slack? Nothing. Just a friendly reminder, I said, still playing coy. A reminder about what? You're insane. I don't know what you're talking about. Since she was still playing dumb, I decided to give her another hint. Think hard. The Porsche. Remember now. She was silent for a few seconds. Then she erupted. Caleb, you son of a bitch. Are you a PI? Have you been following me? I just laughed. I'd given her enough clues. If she was smart, she knew what she had to do. You're a despicable human being. You'd stoop to this level just to get me. This was what I wanted to hear. Her raw, unfiltered rage. I'm telling you, Caleb, you can forget it. Even if you threaten me, I'm not coming. So just give up. To avoid her recording me, I chose my words carefully. Sometimes, silence is more threatening than words. I would say less and do more. She was a smart woman. She'd figure it out. Caleb, if you've got the guts, then leak it. I'm not afraid. Let's see if you dare. I couldn't hold it in any longer. I let out a dark, chilling laugh. She had no idea what I was capable of. Say something. Do you dare? Say it. My dear, have you forgotten what I do for a living? Ha ha ha. I specialized in digital marketing and audience growth. The company had hired me specifically to monetize their platform. She knew this better than anyone. She knew what I was capable of. I didn't need to spell it out for her. Caleb, you're a monster. I never knew you were so evil. Her words devolved into a desperate scream. That sound of pure despair was music to my ears. I could picture her on the verge of a breakdown, completely powerless. The time was right. I hung up the phone. Now all I had to do was wait for the fish to take the bait. After a quick shower, I played a few hands of poker on my phone, but I was exhausted from the late night before. I decided to take a nap before Jenna arrived. I don't know how long I slept, but I was woken by my phone ringing. It was Jenna. I knew it was a done deal. I'm almost at the hotel. Where are you? She said, her voice sounding sweet and melodic, a stark contrast to her earlier rage. I got up and looked out the window. She was standing on the street below. She said she wouldn't come, but here she was. Women. So predictable. I scanned the area. She was alone. Good. I was sleeping. Having a nice dream about you, actually, I said, faking yawn. Which room are you in? She asked, looking up at the hotel. Oh, you came. I thought you were going to stand me up. I was just about to post a little something on LinkedIn. My tone was light, but it was a clear warning. She stomped her foot in frustration. Caleb, I loved seeing her flustered. What are you wearing? Did you follow my instructions? She looked down at her outfit. You're sick. Just give me the room number. I'm coming up. You seem to be in more of a hurry than I am. Interesting. Stop wasting my time. Are you going to tell me or not? Because I can just leave? I wasn't about to let my prize get away. 6th floor. Come on up. I watched her walk into the lobby, a triumphant smile spreading across my face. I timed it perfectly, taking the stairs down to the 6th floor just as she was getting out of the elevator. She saw me waiting for her, wearing nothing but a bathrobe. Her eyes widened. Seriously? You couldn't put on some clothes? Look who's talking. You're not wearing much yourself. My eyes raked over her. She looked damn good. If I didn't know better, I'd think she was a professional. She turned away, disgusted. You could have just told me the room number. I wanted to welcome you personally. Didn't want you to get lost, I said, and in one swift move, I snatched her phone and turned it off. What are you doing? She yelped, startled. I don't want any interruptions. A silent phone means no distractions. You're overthinking things. Follow me, I said with a grin. I led her up 2 flights of stairs. She was struggling in her high heels. Caleb, you're a real piece of work. Did you really think I'd call for backup? Honestly, at this point, I wasn't afraid of anything. I just didn't want any complications. I led her to my room and locked the door behind us. Why did you lock the door? She asked, her voice trembling, her face pale. I looked at her, a playful smile on my face. Should we leave it open for an audience? You're sick. What are you talking about? I could see the fear in her eyes. I gestured to a chair. Have a seat. Do what? She asked instinctively. Her question almost threw me off. I said, sit down. You're so tense. Are you afraid I'm going to eat you? I'm fine standing, she said, moving to the window to put some distance between us. Her silhouette against the city lights was stunning. You came all this way, and now you're acting shy, I said, walking toward her, pretending I was going to embrace her. She flinched away before I could even touch her. Caleb, what are you doing? Have some self-respect. I burst out laughing. Self-respect? You're here, in my hotel room. Let's drop the act. The disgust on her face was plain to see. You're mistaken. I came here to talk. I knew what she meant. Sure, after you take a shower, we can talk. She glared at me, murder in her eyes. Caleb, can you be serious for 1 minute? I'm being serious. So am I said, my voice firm. I come this far. There was no turning back. Is there no room for negotiation? Her voice was weaker now. She knew she had no leverage. None, I said, shut her down completely. She was silent for a moment. Fine. Name your price. We're colleagues, so let's skip the sentimental crap. 200,000. How's that? I had to laugh. Did she really think this was about money? Hush money. You can call it that. I'm not cheap. And if I say no, the money was tempting, but it wasn't what I wanted. 300,000. I paused. Wow, Jenna. Generous. She thought I was holding out for more. 500,000. The situation was almost comical. It was like an auction. $500,000 to keep your little secret? You must be doing pretty well for yourself. She cut me off. Is it a deal or not? I never said it wasn't. Now go take a shower. I was more forceful this time, even opening the bathroom door for her. Wait, I'm giving you $500,000 and you still want more? Are you trying to blackmail me for everything I have? I shook my head. Then what do you want? A sly grin spread across my face. Simple. I want the money, and I want you. Her composure finally broke. What? Caleb, that's outrageous. 500,000 isn't enough for you. Seeing her on the verge of a breakdown was pure bliss. I never said it wasn't enough. It's just that compared to the money, I want you more. You're a monster. Working with you was the worst luck of my life, she said, pointing a trembling finger at me. Am I a monster? Maybe. But compared to her, my monstrosity was nothing. If you think I'm a monster, then I might as well act like one. Now, stop standing there and let's get to it. She knew she had no choice. You have to promise me that after this, you won't say a word to anyone. That depends on your performance, I said, leaning against the wall, enjoying the show. I hope you're a man of your word. I smiled and nodded. Shower time. Why are you so obsessed with me showering? Do you have OCD or something? She grumbled, but she went into the bathroom. I didn't have OCD. I had a plan. Poor, beautiful, foolish Jenna. When she came out of the bathroom, I was already lying in bed. I watched her, appreciating her like a piece of art. She blushed under my gaze. Can you please close your eyes? She said, her voice laced with contempt as she walked toward me. And miss the view? No way, I said, a wicked smile on my face. You're shameless. I don't like that tone, Jenna. If you're asking for a favor, you should be more polite. Your attitude is not making me happy. She started to say, but stopped herself. Seeing the conflict in her eyes, the desire to kill me warring with her powerlessness, was intoxicating. That's better. A woman should be obedient. From then on, whatever I said, she did, biting her lip in silent protest. Her face was flushed, and though she was reluctant, the leverage I had over her left her with no choice but to comply. The night was exquisite, so much so that I almost lost myself in it. After a long time, she finally got up, her back to me, her hatred a palpable thing in the room. I lit a cigarette, feigning regret. Don't go. How about a little role play? She threw her torn clothes at my face. Caleb, we're even. The lingering scent of her perfume was intoxicating. I've never done that before. It was nice. Maybe next time. There'll be no next time. I never want to see you again. Don't be so dramatic. You never know when we might need each other again. She grabbed her purse and, as she was leaving, cursed me. I hope you die. Don't forget the money. Screw you and your money. As she stumbled out the door, I couldn't contain my laughter. I knew that no matter what she said, she'd be back. Still, I didn't linger. I packed up and moved to a different hotel. I wasn't about to let her come back with a group of guys and beat the crap out of me. My plan was only half complete. A few minutes later, my phone rang. It was Jenna. I smiled and declined the call. She immediately tried a video call on WhatsApp. I declined that too. I wasn't about to give her any recorded evidence. Where are you? Why aren't you answering my calls? She texted. I ignored it. I knew why she was calling. Are you still there? I think I left something in the room. I pulled the small USB recorder from my pocket and played with it. Her little tricks were child's play. Caleb, did you take my stuff? I turned off my phone. I was exhausted. I needed a rest. There was another battle to fight tomorrow. After my vacation, I went back to the office to hand over my work and to take care of one last piece of business. As usual, when I saw Jenna, I gave her a friendly wave, as if nothing had ever happened. In contrast to my nonchalance, she looked like she'd seen a ghost. What are you doing here? I'm here to transition my projects and to take care of some unfinished business. She looked down, worried. What unfinished business? That's a secret, I said, savoring her fear. Her eyes darted around, her face tense. Are you here for the money? Give me your account number. I'll transfer it to you in a couple of days. I shook my head and smiled. No need. If you did that, you'd just report me for extortion. Can you keep your voice down? We can handle this privately. Seeing her so flustered, I almost felt sorry for her. Almost. Scared? This is just the beginning. The worst is yet to come. She was stunned. What are you going to do? Secret, I said with a cryptic smile. I knew exactly what to say and what not to say to maximize her terror. While most people would be miserable after being fired, I was practically humming a tune as I walked past her desk, leaving her utterly bewildered. I went to Davis's office. Today, I was here to negotiate. Our last talk hadn't gone well. This time, I was ready. Mr. Davis, I'm here, I said, walking in without knocking. He was startled. You, what are you doing here? I don't want to see you. I sat down on his sofa. You may not want to, but we have important business to discuss. You're leaving. What is there to discuss? I said the two words that would change everything. Stock options. He stared at me, dumbfounded. Stock options? What stock options? He was playing dumb. Mr. Davis, you promised them to me. Have you forgotten already? I never promised you anything. I thought you were just here to say goodbye. I couldn't believe it. The CEO of a so-called unicorn startup, going back on his word. Mr. Davis, with all due respect, you're a man of your word, aren't you? You must be mistaken. I have no memory of this. Let me jog your memory. Our second interview, in the small conference room. Remember? He stroked his chin, avoiding my gaze. That was a long time ago. 10 months. Exactly. Over 300 days. I can't be expected to remember every little detail. It was clear he was just stonewalling me. Mr. Davis, you clapped me on the shoulder and promised me $3 million in options. $3 million? Are you insane? To him, it might have sounded like a lot, but for a senior executive at a company this size, it was nothing. My initial ask was $8 million. He'd countered with 3. It was a pittance compared to what Jenna had. Can you believe that? Of all the people with stock options, Jenna had the most. Are you backing out, Mr. Davis? Just give me a straight answer. My voice was harder now. I had nothing left to lose. Caleb, I think you've lost your mind. You need help. Don't play games with me, Mr. Davis. Just give me an answer before I sign my separation agreement. I don't know what you're talking about. $3 million in options? That's ridiculous. Since he was refusing to budge, I pulled out my phone and played the recording I'd made of our conversation. His face fell. He never expected me to have proof. Caleb, when did you record that? I put my phone away. That was just the appetizer. Remember now? He slapped his forehead. All right, I completely forgot. I do remember now, but there were conditions. Yes, that I build the digital marketing department from scratch, launch the project, and monetize the platform within a year. And you didn't do it. I had to laugh at his smug expression. I built the department, the project is live, and revenue is flowing. Then you brought in a new VP and fired me. That wasn't part of the deal. What did you just say? His face darkened. Are you talking back to me? I'm saying you're a backstabber. You used me and then threw me away to protect your little pet. I don't know what you're talking about. I couldn't believe he was still playing dumb. If you don't understand, let me spell out for you. Why are you protecting Jenna? Caleb, I don't know what's gotten into you. Get out of my office, he yelled, trying to push me out. I stood my ground. Mr. Davis, listen to me before you throw me out. He saw the look in my eyes and hesitated. I don't care about your meetings. We're going to settle this first. I blocked his path. I just want to know one thing. What? A slow smile spread across my face. Jenna and I are both your employees. Why the special treatment for her? She works under me, but her stock options are more than mine. And you won't even honor my $3 million. What? He was losing his composure. Caleb, are you crazy? What do you want? I told you. I want an answer. And while we're at it, why are you so protective of her? And if you are, why did you put her on my team? He was speechless. What is your relationship with her? I asked, unable to hold back any longer. He looked trapped. Caleb, why are you asking me this? She used to work for me when I first started the company. Is that all? I don't think so, I said, letting the insinuation hang in the air. What are you trying to say? Just curious. He panicked. Caleb, I'm warning you. If you spread rumors, I'll sue you for defamation. He was cracking, and I hadn't even played my trump card yet. Mr. Davis, I haven't said anything. Why are you so defensive? Unless. He shoved me. Get out. If he had just given me a straight answer, I would have let it go. I had no beef with him other than the money. But this was about more than money. It was about respect. Mr. Davis, I'm trying to be civil here. Don't make this physical. He ignored me and pushed me out of his office. If you don't leave, I'm calling security. Threats were useless. I was ready to burn it all down. Mr. Davis, I didn't want it to come to this. But you've left me no choice. Sarah, who had been standing nearby, thought I was going to get violent. Caleb, calm down. This is the office. Davis took a step back. What? You going to hit me? In my own company? Go ahead, try it. I laughed. They really thought I was crazy. Violence is for amateurs. It doesn't solve anything. If you're going to get revenge, you have to hit them where it really hurts. Ha ha ha. I walked away, leaving them standing there, stunned. I didn't have to pretend anymore. I walked through the office, ignoring the stares and whispers. Their judgment only fueled my fire. They all thought I was insane, especially Jenna. As I swaggered past her desk, the color drained from her face. She probably thought I'd told Davis everything. Caleb, stop right there. I ignored her and walked out of the office, a massive smile on my face. I couldn't contain my excitement. In the lobby, I even saluted the security guard. He just stared at me, confused. I went to a nearby coffee shop and ordered an Americano. It was time to prepare for the grand finale. I opened LinkedIn and created a new post. Unjustly fired. Ask me anything. I never planned on taking Davis down. My target was always Jenna, but he had forced my hand. Within 5 minutes, my post was blowing up. I knew that company was sketchy. Glad I turned down their offer. Their business model is a joke, and the work culture is toxic. All they do is grind you into dust. The management, there's a bunch of clueless kids who only know how to kiss ass and gaslight you. And my personal favorite, that company is still around? I thought they went bankrupt years ago. Someone asked in the comments, dude, what happened? Just then, I got a Slack message from Sarah. Caleb, where are you? You can't just post things like that. Please take it down. I typed out a reply. The company had no problem screwing me over. Why should I care about their reputation? But I deleted it and left her on read. I wanted to see if they would blink first. The company had just closed a huge funding round and was in talks with several international investors. My $3 million in options was pocket change to them. I didn't even want the options anymore. I wanted compensation. I wanted an apology. Sarah called me. Caleb, what's going on? Please answer me on Slack. What's the problem? I asked casually. The post. You need to delete it. It's not going to do you any good. What post? I don't know what you're talking about. I know it was you. Come back up to the office. I'll book a room. After Davis threatened to have me thrown out? I don't think so. You know what I want? Come find me at the Costa across the street and bring a real offer. I hung up. I thought my hardball tactics would work, but I was naive. Sarah didn't show up. Jenna did. Caleb, what did you say to Davis? She yelled as she stormed toward me. I gestured for her to sit down. This is a coffee shop, not a hotel. Keep your voice down. My words hit their mark. You're despicable, she hissed. Me? What about you? Showing up to a hotel with a USB recorder. Were you planning on sending me to jail? She was speechless. Your little games are pathetic. You're out of your league. You probably don't even know why I set up that team event, do you? She looked at me, confused. I knew you'd show up. Why? You have your own agenda, don't you? You wanted to listen in on our plans for the new project. Her face went pale. How did you know? Caleb, who are you? A private detective? I laughed. A detective? You give me too much credit. If I were, I'd have dug up all your secrets by now. You're worse than I am. Am I? I don't think so, I said, enjoying her squirm. But let me guess, you want to know if I told Davis about us, right? I knew this was her biggest fear. If you want to know, why don't you ask him yourself? She looked like she wanted to die. Caleb, you'll regret this. She turned and stormed out. Right after she left, Sarah arrived. She was much more composed than Jenna. She ordered me an iced tea. Did you two coordinate this? I asked. She smiled. Just a coincidence. Sorry to keep you waiting. I don't mind waiting, as long as you brought a good offer. She sighed. I'm afraid I'm going to have to disappoint you. I talked to Davis, and he basically threw me out his office. So no deal. She shrugged helplessly. My hands are tied. I just do what I'm told. Don't play the victim with me. If there's no deal, why are you here? Caleb, this is my job. I need you to cooperate with me. I didn't have a problem with Sarah. Fine. What do you need me to do? She handed me a folder. We need to finalize your paperwork. The termination agreement is in here. I read it and saw red. They were firing me for failure to perform job duties. Are you kidding me? Do you think I'm an idiot? She looked uncomfortable. It wasn't my decision. This is what the company wants. They're trying to ruin my career. And there's a non-compete in here too. Unbelievable. I wanted to rip the papers to shreds. They were trying to destroy me professionally and financially. So much for a peaceful resolution. Davis wasn't a leader. He was a predator. All the big companies have non-competes, she said, trying to placate me. And we offer compensation for the non-compete period. No kidding. Who would sign one without it? Do you have any other questions? I slammed the termination letter on the table. This says I was fired for personal reasons. How am I supposed to sign this? This is the good offer you brought me. Well, the company did an investigation. There were some issues. What issues? Your time cards, for one. You often didn't clock out at night. The company suspects you were leaving early. I had to laugh. That's their reason? I was working late and forgot to clock out. When have I ever left early? That's what HR found. And there's more. What else? I was morbidly curious now. She hesitated. They said you have character issues. That you harassed a colleague. Your attitude. A false accusation is all it takes, huh? Did I harass anyone at the office? What about Jenna? That was outside of work. I like her. Is it a crime to pursue a woman I'm attracted to? Is there a company policy against that? Or is Jenna off limits? She had no answer. Let's move on. Let's talk about the handover. Caleb, I know you're upset. I'm beyond upset. We still need to resolve this. It's better to just get it over with. Anyone else might have given in, but not me. I'll do the handover, but I'm not signing this agreement. She saw my resolve and gave up trying to persuade me. I'm just trying to help. You can't win against the company. Is that a threat? It's friendly advice. Even if you sue, do you think you can win? The legal battle will drag on for years. Can you afford that? So you're saying I should just roll over and take it? She just gave me a sad smile. You think I'm a type to back down? I'm just giving you the facts. It's up to you. Fine. You're right. I can't fight the company. I'll sign, but I have one condition. What is it? I want my final paycheck today, not a penny less. Otherwise, the deal is off. She thought she had won. No problem. I can guarantee that. After I finished the handover, she looked relieved. Little did she know, my real plan was just beginning. I took the elevator up to my old floor to get my things and ran into Davis. Mr. Davis, I said with a smile. He looked at me like I was a cockroach and ignored me. I'm just here to get my stuff, and then I'll be out of your hair. He still said nothing. Oh, by the way, I saluted the security guard for you on my way out. You're sick, he muttered and walked away. I realized I was on the wrong floor and took the stairs down. In the stairwell, I heard a familiar voice. It was Jenna on the phone talking to a lawyer about how to press charges against me. So that's what she meant by making me regret it. I had to laugh. She had no idea what was coming. Hello there, I said, walking down the stairs. The sound echoed in the empty stairwell, and she dropped her phone in shock. What are you doing here? I backed her into a corner. You want to come after me? Too late. What? What do you mean? I mean, you've lost your chance. What? I leaned in close, channeling my inner movie villain. A storm is coming, Miss Miller. Her face went white with terror. What are you saying? Are you going to leak the video? Seeing her fear was intoxicating. Scared? You can't. I'll sue you. I'm not worried. My dear, you're so naive. You have no idea what I'm capable of. I talked to a lawyer. If you leak it, you'll go down with me. I don't care. All I want is to destroy you. She saw the look in my eyes and started to panic. Why? You got what you wanted. Why are you still doing this? I'm doing this for someone. Who? You really don't remember, do you? 2 years ago. You really did a number on her. She thought for a moment. Who are you talking about? You've screwed over so many people. It's hard to keep track, isn't it? Let me give you a hint. You told her to dump her long-distance boyfriend so you could set her up with a rich guy. Her eyes widened in horror. You mean Chloe? Hearing her name made my blood boil. You don't get to say her name. You know what you did to her after that? Caleb, you were her boyfriend. She finally put the pieces together. She never imagined that I would show up 2 years later to exact my revenge. My name isn't even Caleb. It's Mark. I used a fake name at work, just in case. Surprised? No, it can't be. This isn't happening. You told her I wasn't good enough for her. Well, am I good enough for you? She shoved me away, screaming, No, you're a monster. A devil. I watched her run away, and I laughed. I packed up my things, and Leo walked me out. Boss, let me know where you land. We'll come with you. Stay here for now, I said. The pay is good. I can't stand Trevor. He's such a phony, and he only hires women. Just keep your head down, I said and walked away. In my car, I got the text from my bank that my final paycheck had been deposited. It was time. I pulled out my laptop and the files I had prepared. I wasn't going to just dump them online. That was too risky. I was smarter than that. I used an encrypted service to send the video to a gossip website, paid them in crypto, and then wiped my tracks. Even if they tried to trace it, they'd come up with nothing. My revenge was finally in motion. It didn't take long. Within 2 hours, the video was everywhere. I used my network of social media accounts to fan the flames. The story of the corporate affair in the parking garage went viral. Leo called me. "Boss, was that you? What do you think?" I said, blowing a smoke ring. "It was brilliant. You should see the office. Davis's wife showed up, pregnant and all. She's raising hell." "Pregnant?" I hadn't expected that. "She's pregnant?" "Yeah, with her second kid." She was screaming at Jenna, calling her a homewrecker. She was hitting her, pulling her hair. It was brutal. I could picture it. I wonder how Jenna was feeling now. "Boss, why did you go after her if you knew she was with Davis?" "That's a secret," I said. "When you go to a bar to pick up a girl, do you ask if she has a boyfriend?" "Damn, I get it. I'm going dark for a while." My phone started ringing. It was Jenna. Her name was still saved as Goddess in my contacts. I let it ring. She called again and again, then started sending a barrage of messages. "Answer your phone. I need to talk to you. Caleb, pick up. Are you dead? Answer me." Then she sent a picture of a knife. "I swear, Caleb, if you don't answer, you'll regret it. I'm giving you 10 seconds, and then I'm jumping." She sent a photo of her standing on the edge of a rooftop. I knew she was bluffing. 10, 9, 8. 5 seconds left. 3, 2. "This is your last chance. 1. If I die, it's on you." She was trying every trick in the book. It was pathetic. Then she changed her tune. "Caleb, please. I'm sorry. Can you just take the video down? I'll give you money." She sent me $20,000 through Venmo. Then another 40. Then 60. "That's my limit for the day. Please take it. If you take the video down, I'll do anything you want." "Anything." I laughed out loud. She still thought I wanted her. I finished my cigarette, then blocked her number, her WhatsApp, her Slack, everything. I took out my SIM card, snapped it in half, and put in a new one. A new card for a new life. The fallout was bigger than I could have imagined. Davis's company imploded. The investors pulled out. They had massive layoffs. Trevor fired Leo and the rest of my old team. I got Leo a new job at a rival company, and he ended up poaching most of Davis's clients. Within 4 months, the company was a shadow of its former self. But the worst of it was reserved for Jenna. With the company in shambles, her stock options were worthless. Her reputation was destroyed. People dug up all her old dirt, how she'd backstabbed colleagues, stolen ideas, and bullied subordinates. Her goddess image was shattered. The constant online harassment drove her into a deep depression, just like she'd done to Chloe. An eye for an eye. After 6 months of traveling, I came back. At 9:30 at night, I parked my car across the street from an old, walk-up apartment building. The kind of place with no elevator. This was where Chloe lived. I'd been watching her for weeks. This was usually when she got home from work. Soon, I saw her familiar figure walking down the street. She was wearing a cream-colored blouse and a black skirt, looking fresh and beautiful. As she got closer, I saw the necklace she was wearing. I'd given it to her. She walked past my car, up the steps to her building, completely unaware that I was sitting right there, watching her. Through the window, I saw her face. It was the same, but different. She used to smile all the time, a smile that could light up a room. Now, her face was etched with a sadness that broke my heart. I wanted to get out of the car, to call her name, to tell her everything. But I couldn't. She had deleted me from her life. She had no idea I was even in the same city, that I'd gotten a job at her old company just to get close to the woman who had hurt her. We had a fight, and in her anger, she sent me a screenshot of Jenna offering to set her up with a rich guy. She was trying to make me jealous. But I was hurt and angry, and I didn't talk to her for 2 weeks. She broke up with me and blocked me everywhere. But she didn't know that I could still see her posts. I watched as she dated the rich guy, got her heart broken, and then was torn down by Jenna. I watched as the bright, vibrant woman I loved faded into a shadow of her former self. She was my first love. 8 years we were together. It's been almost 3 years since we broke up, but I still can't let her go. As she disappeared into her building, I finally got out of the car and followed her. She lived on the 2nd floor. I stood in the stairwell, wanting to call out to her, but the words wouldn't come. I heard her door close, and I knew it was over. Maybe it was better this way. I sat on the stairs for a long time, tears welling in my eyes. We could never go back to what we were. Suddenly, I heard a door open. A soft voice called out. I looked up, and my world shattered.